Hello everyone, in this video we are going to make our own custom hook. So in the previous video we discussed this use effect built in React hook which lets us perform side effect in the web page. So as you can see, hooks, they are nothing but basically a function. So this use state function is actually returning us two variables. First is counter state and second is the method to update the state. Okay, so let's see how we can use the custom hook inside this component. So as you can see in our user interface, what are the dynamic variables that we need? We need this counter state, and second is the change counter function. So what we're going to do is we are going to return these two variables. First is the counter state and second is the change counter from our custom hook. Okay, so let's copy this code and let's paste this code in the custom hook. So let's create one component file in the source directory. So go to source directory and create a new file. Let's give it name use custom hook.js. Okay, so make sure to remember that whenever you are creating your own custom hook, append this with use keyword, because according to React rules, it is easy to differentiate between hooks and component if you write use before the component file name. Okay, so by this React will be able to know, okay, this is a custom hook and you won't get any error. Okay, cool. So let's import first React library, and now let's create one function. So you can give it name use custom hook, and let's paste that code here, and this function will return us the object which will contain that two variables, that two dynamic variables which we need in this user interface. As you can see, we need counter state and we need the change counter variable. Sorry, this is a method. So let's return these two things from this custom hook. So write return, and you can write counter comma change counter. Okay, so now let's use this custom hook in our state hook example component. So what you can do is you can import use custom hook from, and then you can mention the address of it. Just write dot slash and use custom hook. I forgot to export this custom hook, so just write before this function export default. Okay, now let's use it here. So how to use it? So write const, and here we will use the restructuring property. So you can write curly braces equals to, and you can write the name of hook, which is use custom hook. Okay, so as you know, it is returning us the object with these two variables. First is counter and another is change counter method. So you can destructure it inside it. So just write counter comma change counter. Okay, cool. Now let's save it and let's see whether everything is working fine or not. So we are getting some error, use state is not defined. So yeah, make sure to import this in the custom hook. So write comma and then curly braces use state and use effect. Okay, now save your work and let's see whether it is working or not. So we had this component in the previous video, and what we were doing when we were clicking on this, our state was getting updated. So as you can see, everything is working fine. So that means our custom hook is working successfully. So if I recap everything, what we have done is we have created a separate component and we took this code from this component. Okay, we separated our component using custom hook. And as you can see in this component, we only need in our user interface this counter state and this change counter function. So using our custom hook, we are returning those two things. Okay, so isn't it cool? Yeah, it's cool. So see you in the next video. Thanks.